Hi everybody, it's Amy at Crafty Cat, and you know what time it is. I got my paper pumpkin, and it's called Be Mine Valentine. It's the January 2019 paper pumpkin. I'm just going to do a couple alternatives for it. It's adorable. I'm sure probably everybody's seen it if you're watching my video, but anyway, it's these little pillow pockets, and they're so cute. I just wish there was a little more variety. That's my only complaint with it, but I mean, they're really cute. You can make some super cute cards and stuff like that. So anyhow, I will show you what I came up with for some alternatives, just because I have some people far away that I like to send cards to. So you know, I just wanted to do cards instead of the little pillow boxes, because it's a little cheaper to send a flat card than a pillow box. So these are what I came up with. The first thing I did was I took one of the little pillow boxes and I punched some hearts out of it, and I just have a die cut that I used for that. It's not a Stampin' Up die cut, but you know, if you have like a heart punch or whatever from Stampin' Up, then you can use that. And then I took one of these pillow boxes and I folded it in half, and you can do either side because they're double-sided, so you choose which way you want it. But then I took some like pinking scissors with the, you know, the like triangle blade kind of thing, and I just cut off the little part of the pillow box, and you might be able to see it better on this side. See, I just took pinking shears and I cut down this way on one side. I think it was this one actually with the little divot in it. So I cut the with the pinking shears down there to cut that little oval off entirely, the one with the dip in it. The one without the dip, I took the pinking shears and I cut right across the top right here. And then I folded it just like it is, and I cut off one side of this pillow pocket thing again. I cut straight with my regular cutter. And then on this side, I left just a little tab almost like this that I could fold up. So I cut off the pillow pouch, and then on this side, I just left enough of a tab to be something like this, so that when I closed it, it looks like this. So it's like one of those little funny bags, you know, with the ruffly edge kind of thing. And I stitched it, so that's why I can't show it to you, but it folds up inside of there and it folds along the side. You could, it wouldn't be any big deal if you wanted to do the ruffly part, you know, cut this one off, do the ruffles along here and cut it straight off the bottom and just do a bead of glue down like that and glue it, because that will work as well. I just did that little flap, but you don't have to do that. And so it's still like a little pocket like this, but it's not quite as poofy as like the pillow pouch would be. So that's just what I wanted to do with it. And then I just took some blank white card. These ones are, let's see, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, just regular cards. I think I got them at Target. Let's see, yeah, the dollar spot, and I got them at Christmas time. But I mean, you can get this kind of stuff anywhere, just cards, or get them from Stampin' Up, because they do the plain white card bases too. And then I had this paper pad from Paper Studio from Hobby Lobby, and I used a couple of papers out of here because I didn't have any of the prints of the Stampin' Up papers. But if you do in the colors that match, then by all means use those, because all I did was use the plain white background. I cut this piece of card from the Paper Studio at, let's see, this one is 5 1/4 by 4. So 5 1/4 by 4. So all you're doing is, and you don't have to have those exact measurements, you're just, I wanted to see the little bit of white trim that's on my card like that. So I hope you can see. Yeah, I just wanted to leave that edge, okay? And then I had a piece of pool paper, or pool party paper from Stampin' Up, and I stamped the little hearts that you get in this kit, the paper pumpkin. There's little tiny hearts. So I just stamped those all over, and it doesn't have to be anything perfect because we're going to take this and put it on here like this. So that's kind of what we're going for. This time they sent some really awesome adhesive strips. So I'm going to give those a try because I'm not much of an adhesive strip type person. I really do generally use wet glue when I'm doing junk journaling, and I just feel like for what I do, it holds together better. But you know, sometimes for cards this is nice because then you don't get any of the like wrinkling or whatever that sometimes the wet glue can cause on paper. Oops, I should have gone that way a little bit more, but I'll just snip that off. It's no big deal. But these are kind of cool, so yeah. But I've just never used them before. I know a lot of people do use them when they're junk journaling. I just prefer a wet glue that's gonna hold longer. I find that oftentimes, I'm sorry, I've got kind of a cold and my nose is itchy here. So if I keep sniffing, that's why. I find that over time, a lot of times adhesive strips and glue sticks and those kind of things just don't keep their stick. So, but for a card, it's really not as huge of a deal because most people, you know, they might keep them for a bit and then, you know, toss them or whatever they do with them, or they take them apart and use parts of them or whatever. Anyway, this is just kind of nice that they put these in, so I thought I'd give it a try. See how I like it. Of course, I'm not super great with these kind of peeling things, but you'd think, I have fingernails, you'd think I'd be great at that. But yeah, not so much. Alright, so this is kind of a slippery base card, so I'm hoping that this is going to hold, but I think it'll be fine because it's just, you know, regular card base type thing. And I'm just going to try to center it as best I can on here. This is kind of a one-shot deal with those, so hopefully that's straight. And then my pool party paper, and this piece is 3.5 by 4 3/4. I don't know if I couldn't remember if I told you guys that. Yeah, I think I'm just going to use wet glue for this part. I don't want to use all those up and on 2 cards, so they're really cool though. I do like them. I might have to get some more of those. Those are pretty cool. It's neat to when they send something different. I'm just going to use a little bit of this in kind of the corners because you don't need a ton. And I know I could use those glue dot things too, but like I said, I'm kind of the old dog, new trick thing, you know. I kind of like to stick with what I like to use. How's everybody doing? I hope you're all having a great day and heading into the weekend. Hope everybody's not got too horrible of weather. We've been very fortunate here, kind of out west. We have not had a whole lot of snow at all this year, which is awesome and a little bit crazy at the same time. This one I'm going to just glue down to, and I'm just going to put the glue right on the stitching. And like I said, I just did a zigzag with plain white thread. I just like that look. I do a lot of stitching in junk journals, even though I'm not really necessarily great at sewing. I just like the look. So, but if you just want to glue it, just glue it. You know, it's no biggie. So I'm just going to put this right here. Kind of looks like those popcorn bags or something like that. And then I have the little heart that this is one of the punch outs, and I think I want to put that on dimensionals. Pop it up, and then I'm going to pop the kangaroo up as well. Are these ones? I know they sent 2 different styles. Yeah. I should have used this one instead. Because they often send, oh no, they're the same. They're the same. I thought one was, sometimes they send like a thicker one and a thinner one so that you have some options for how much dimension you want on it, but this one's all the same. They sent lots, but there were lots of those little pillow boxes in there. They're super cute. I will be making some of those as well, but I just wanted to do some different things for the ones that I have to send out, because that just won't work for me for the sending. I'm just putting a little dot of glue. I did cut a slit in the kangaroo's belly so that you can put one of the little hearts in there. And so that's, I just want some glue to hold that in so it doesn't fall out. And I'm going to put dimensionals on this too. I love these little kits. They're just a lot of fun. I know some people did not love January's, but I ended up really liking those stamps. I wasn't sure at first either, but I used them in my Asian journal. If you guys watched the video where I did my Asian journal. And I use those all throughout it, and they just really kind of make cool borders and backgrounds and things like that. So it might be something to think about if you weren't crazy about them and you just put them away somewhere or something. They were actually kind of neat when you played with them a little bit. So if you guys want to check out my journal, I finished it. Okay, so that's going to sit right there. And then I think, see, what I had in mind was, you know, because I don't do anything super huge like for nieces or nephews or whatever for Valentine's Day, but I thought it'd be fun. You could like put, you know, $5 or $10 or a gift card or whatever. I'm not sure if the gift card will fit if it's stitched, but if you do it not stitched, then you could probably definitely get a gift card in there. And then this one came with the Melon Mambo and lots of cute little sayings here, so I think I'll use one of these. I think I'm just going to do the Love You one, because that kind of goes for lots of things. I've kind of found with these when they're brand new, you gotta, sometimes I even stamp them off once, because otherwise it seems like every once in a while you'll get one that won't, you know, be the greatest stamp. Part of it'll be off. I just cut these, and these come with the kit. They're these little rectangles, and I just cut the little flag, you know, at the end, so that's super easy to do. And it just says love ya. You guys see? Sorry, I'm almost out of frame, huh? Okay. And then we also got these adorable little hearts. They're so cute. And I'm just going to put one of those right there. And I'm just going to put it right there. And then in the inside, you know, you could just stamp like Happy Valentine's Day, or just write a little note to whoever it is that you're sending the card to. Like I said, I've got a few nieces and nephews and things that don't live close, and so I like to send a little something to them. So yeah, I just thought this would be fun. Okay, so there's one card. Sorry, my light in here isn't super great. It's, I don't know. I mean, my sister got me this awesome light, and I love it. It's great for down here, but if I try to bring anything closer, it's kind of hard. I wonder if I zoom in just a little bit, if it'll help at all. Okay, so look at that for just a second, and let me grab stuff for the other one that I was going to do. All right, and I'm going to come up here again, I have a hard enough time staying in frame, and I'm using just another one of the card bases, and this time I took another one of the pillow boxes and I cut off both ends. So I just cut off both ends entirely, but I left the little flap that's up here at the top, and I actually ended up folding this one this way. So I left that flap up there. So I'm actually going to do this because I'm going to use the Stampin' Up envelope punch. And a lot of you may have seen this because this isn't anything I made up and it's nothing new. It's just if you're new, I want to show you how to do this. So I just cut it wherever I could get rid of that, you know, the edges of that pillow box. And there was a little bit left, but then when I stitched it, it was no big deal. So I'm just getting rid of that. And I'm turning it over in this way, and I'm cutting off the other little pillow area. Cut off another one. So then I just have that rectangle left. So then what I'm going to do is take my envelope punch board, and I left that tab. That's the tab to fold, you know, don't cut that off. So what you're going to do is, in the envelope punch board, you're going to take this corner and just kind of bring it in, you know, to the edge. So I don't know if you can see in there, but see how the punch is that silver rounded looking thing right there. So I have it like right at the edge of that, where that little arrow comes out. And then I just punch it, and then I move it over to, I can't remember how far I moved it over. Sorry. I moved it over to 3/4. So you're going to take this little, that's it, that doesn't seem like enough. I'm going to go to 2. See the 2 right there? Put that little point at 2, and I think that'll come out better. And you punch it again. So see, then I have this little notch like you would have for a file folder. And I know there's a million videos on, you know, different ways to use the envelope punch board, so if you need to know more and you don't feel like I told you enough, then you can always watch those, because there's all kinds of them out there. And then you're just cutting off this extra piece. And then over here I just want to cut off that little pointy part. I'm just going to use scissors. My cutter, my good one's downstairs. I was too lazy to go get it. So anyway, that's all you're doing. And you can cut those at any size that you want. You know, you can make it longer or shorter, whatever you want to do. But then when you go like this, and I ended up stitching down the sides, because you can kind of see, especially in this color, there's a little bit of that where the fold of the pouch goes. But I don't think it made a big deal, because then once I stitched it, it's not very noticeable. So, and I also cut, because this one's not as bad, but you can cut a little sliver off of that if you want to see the tab a little bit more. But if you like it just like this, then just stitch it or glue it. It's up to you. Okay, and this one I'm going to go this direction. And I cut the first piece of paper at 4 by 5. And it's all, this again is all going to be based on what size card you use underneath, and you can figure out if the 4 by 5 doesn't work. And then this one is 3.5 by 4.5, you know, just to give you some staggered difference there. And again, I'm just going to use the glue again, because I don't want to use up all my strips on this right now, because I might need them for something quick. Sorry, this glue. It's so thick, I love it, but man almighty, sometimes you cannot get it to come down out of the... And I think if I buy it again, I'm going to buy the smaller bottles, because this time I got the huge ones, and it, you know, dries out, so... I have been doing a lot of those collages, using up my scraps. I do a whole page of collage, and then I cut it into tags and stuff, which is awesome if you watch my other videos. I know a lot of people just watch my Stampin' Up! One, so I just am not sure. But, oops, that's not going to go there. Anyway, so my glue will sit while I make all those collage pages, and so it can be a while. I did do one last night with some collage page, which I like a lot. The only thing is, it's a matte collage page, but it still leaves just a tiny sheen on the paper, and I don't love that, because I really like it not to be shiny. And then I'm going to go ahead and glue this all the way down again. So because I have, you know, more than one niece or nephew, I want to make sure that I glue this down, or that I have, you know, options. So this is why I made 2 different styles of essentially the same type of card, because again, you can put a gift card in here, or you can put money in here, that type of thing. So that's kind of what I was going for. And on this one, I'm going to use these hearts. I'm going to glue this one straight down. The other one I'm going to do a dimensional. And these are just, this is a die cut that I have that I use in my Big Shot, but use whatever you have. You don't have to have exactly what I have to do a similar card. On that one, I'm going to put a dimensional so that it'll pop out. Okay, and then this one I'm going to use the cute chameleons on. Those are super cute. And I'm going to put dimensionals on these as well so that they pop out. And I think I'm going to cut one in half because I don't want the tails to like get bent or anything. I still have a piece over there from the last time it flew. All the crazy things, right? Cut this one again, I think. Just make sure dimensionals go a little further, and you can use them in tight spots that are not really conducive to the big, huge one. Did I just take the sticky right off of that? I think I did. It's on my finger. Okay. Well, there's a piece of that because I didn't get it close enough. Good thing about these is you can just keep snipping them. Alright, so that is going to go kind of over this way a little bit more. I ended up taking the sticky right off of that with my finger. Oh, no, I just forgot to take the thing off. I just could feel it on my finger. Okay, so there's that, and then I have one of the hearts that is a punch out. If I can pick it up. Again, I have nails, but you think they help? No. And I think I will put a dimensional on that as well. I'm going to use the one that flew over here. Sorry, these are time-consuming little things. Just going to put it right there. And then on this one, I think I'm going to use the long. And I don't think that one will fit now, so I'm just going to go with Be My Valentine. How's that? And I'm going to use the melon again, but you could easily use Pool Party and it would work. I'm going to go right in the middle. You can barely see because I'm right in the middle of that. That's the awesome part about these clear stamps. When I was a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator years ago, we just had the wood and the rubber. These are a lot easier to use. I'm going to put a little heart right there. And maybe just one of the tiny pink ones, if I can get a hold of it, over on the other side there. I really should use, I have tweezers. My sister bought me tweezers for Christmas. And I still don't use them. Thank you, Megan. I just, you know, again, old habits die hard. Alright, so I'm going to use dimensionals on that because I want it to pop. So much for my flat card, right? And that's just going to go right down there. If I can center it. Sorry, I got to get this down here a little bit. Because I want it. And sorry if I get my big head in the way. Okay. So there's that, and again, I probably will do something like this. for that. So yeah, but you could totally do a gift card or whatever if you don't stitch. Just don't stitch and you'll be able to do a gift card, because otherwise I don't think they'll fit, because that's pretty narrow in there. So anyway, just a couple ideas for some cute cards to give away for Valentine's Day. I hope you guys have an awesome day. I will talk to you later. Please subscribe if you have not. Bye-bye now.